Hello, and welcome to the Korean Investor Show. This is Victoria Rossi. Today, we welcome Rick Tobin, president and founder of Premier Hotel Realty, a commercial brokerage firm that specializes in hotel and multifamily properties in the South Florida area. Welcome to the show, Rick.
Thank you for having me.
So, Rick, the COVID-19 virus has the economy on life support. While many industries have been impacted, none more than the hospitality industry that includes hotels. And hotels, not only here in the United States, but around the world, are feeling the severe impact of the current situation. What are you seeing and hearing from hotel owners in South Florida about how they're currently navigating through these challenging times?
Well, Victoria, that's an interesting question because it is right now the end of March in 2020, and our market has just turned upside down. Just a few weeks ago, we were set for a banner year. My business and the hotel business in general, and especially locally. A lot of tourists, a lot of people coming down here for vacations. It was a bang-up good year until suddenly the coronavirus hit, and now we're seeing occupancy ranging from 0 to maybe 5%. We're seeing a lot of hotels closing down, and except for hotels in very small pockets that might be, say, near hospitals or manufacturing, they've been hammered. As far as deal flow, as you might imagine, it's stopped right now, at least temporarily. Mortgage rates are good, but lenders are not lending, appraisers are not appraising, inspectors are not inspecting. Foreign buyers that were making up a big part of our buying investors can't get into the country right now. Many buyers have been crushed by the stock market if they had funds that they were going to use there. So it's been a devastating market, at least for the short term right now locally.
It really has been a tough time for the hotel industry, for hospitality in general. I know you're talking to a lot of hotel owners. What are they doing to get through the current situation?
Well, Victoria, initially the owners and managers were trying to figure out new procedures on how to handle their guests, if they have had any. They were figuring out how to clean and sanitize rooms, keeping their housekeepers safe, what to do about touching keys, how to disinfect common areas. And then at the same time, they all of a sudden had a flow of cancellations. So they were figuring out what to do with especially the regular guests that were now canceling their vacation plans. Most hotel owners that I talked to were initially crediting deposits for future stays, especially with their regular annual guests, trying to maintain that goodwill. Then now what we're seeing is staff being furloughed for obvious reasons. They like their help, they want to keep them, but without guests, they don't have work for them to do. Many of the owners are seeing their fixed expenses continuing, insurance, electric, cable, pool service, all those things that need to be continued, at least at some level. Those are stressing out the already stressed owners. For owners that have owned a long time, we have a lot of those. They have no mortgage. The situation might not be as dire, but if they are highly leveraged, they're headed for trouble right now. And older owners of small boutique hotels that have been depending on these properties for retirement are seeing their retirement and golden years in jeopardy. And they're learning right now just how fragile their futures are. We've got right now a business crisis in the hotel market, and it's accompanied by the stock market meltdown. So it's difficult times right now. Owners are figuring out and trying to learn how to deal with what's going on.
Yes, it's definitely a challenging time for hotels. And you know, Rick, you've been through a few economic cycles and force majeure instances such as hurricanes, especially down there in South Florida. What advice can you give owners on weathering this storm?
Well, we've been through, as you say, several cycles, and we have our weather incidents, as we like to call them here in South Florida. What we have learned is that this will end sooner or later. Owners need to manage their expenses whenever and wherever they can. This is a worldwide event going on right now. People understand that the difficulty is not because people created it themselves for their own properties. We're encouraging our clients and contacts to call their lenders and creditors, tell them what's going on, be transparent, ask them to work with you. You'll get through this together. Spend your time now considering how to prepare for when this is behind us. Now, while you have the time, it's the time to prepare for the comeback, because you are going to go and need to get business when things open up again. It won't be business as usual right away. Owners should be planning their marketing strategies for new conditions. They may need to market to different new niches and in different ways. We work with a lot of boutique hotels, and often they'll need to look for new and different niches. Their old niches may take a while to come back. While you're waiting, check in on your past guests. Especially in our area, a lot of people travel and return to the same place, the same hotels, the same restaurants annually, sometimes several times a year. Check in with them, let them know you're thinking of them, let them know you miss them, let them know you're there and looking forward to seeing them when this is over. In the meantime, with this downtime, you can be making improvements on the property you may have been wanting to make for a while. Those improvements will not only keep a property competitive, but it's going to bring sorely needed work to workers, and buying supplies will help get our economy back on track as quickly as possible. It's going to be difficult to do that without having the income come in, but where possible, that's something that owners should be thinking about. Then take pictures, post about your improvements on social media. Keep in contact with those guests, use pictures, use videos. If you have a webcam at your property, use that. Do your best to keep them engaged and informed and excited to come back when the economy and when our conditions allow it.
Those are excellent tips, Rick. Anything else that you want to add to that?
Think through and plan your new marketing strategy. Think about those new niches you can market to, geographic areas. Maybe you have a special language skills at your property that affords you a niche. Look for new traveling groups. Maybe you haven't done family reunions. Maybe you haven't done weddings, seminars, industry-wide seminars, sports groups, or that kind of thing. What markets have you been missing that may be fruitful for your property? I suggest that owners and managers brainstorm with your marketing team about how to market aggressively, because you're going to need that marketing team more than ever when we get to the other side of this. If you don't have a marketing team, you may want to consider getting one. You'll need to be strong in that marketing department to pick up that slice of the market to expand your market share. Create your packages for summer. Work on them now. You may be down here. We tend to think of summer as our slow season, but there's opportunities to market in the Southern Hemisphere to show off your property, to look for why people should come in what might normally be your off season. People are going to be spending more time online. Think about how you can do a better job of getting in front of the people that might be your potential customers. Ramp that marketing up. You'll need to jumpstart your business as quickly as possible.
Fantastic. Great tips, Rick. So what is your final bit of wisdom, the final takeaway for hotel owners?
So my final bit of wisdom is sooner or later, this will be over. This will be behind us. It will be history. Think about and plan where you want to be when that happens. What's your ideal vision of your own future and your property's future? What do you want your business picture to look like? And then spend this time that you have now planning and preparing for that. So make your dreams come true. This will be history sooner or later.
We certainly look forward to that time when this is all behind us. Thank you so much, Rick, for joining us and for the great advice.
And thank you for the opportunity.
Our pleasure. And that was our conversation with Rick Tobin. Feel free to reach out to Rick. You can find him at rick@premierhotelrealty.com. And thanks again for joining us here on the Korean Investor Show. This has been Victoria Rossi.